Magandang araw mga kabayan at kadepensa, may ibabahagi na naman ako sa inyo. Dahil ngayong araw na ito ay may pag-uusapan tayong tungkol sa ating depensa, nangyayaring gulo sa West Philippine Sea harapang ilalantad ng Pilipinas sa China, pero bago tayo magpatuloy wag mo muna kalimutan mag-like, share, and subscribe, paki-follow at like muna ng aming page na nasa description na ang link. Sinabi ni Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri na itataguyod ng Pilipinas ang mga probisyon ng United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, sa mga talakayan para sa pagbalangkas ng mga resolusyon sa mga issue sa maritime security sa Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum. Sinabi rin ni Zubiri na ang pagpapanatili ng paninindigan na ito ay hindi nangangahulugang hindi sasang-ayon ang Pilipinas sa bawat miyembrong bansa na nasa forum. Ipinunto ng Senate President na ang dialogue ay dapat palaging naroon para magkaroon ng isang karaniwang paninindigan sa gitna ng alitan sa West Philippine Sea.
And what we want, of course, is peace and stability in the region to promote growth and prosperity for all. Kaya hindi naman na ilagay po dyan ang mga specific na problems katulad ng ating problema sa West Philippine Sea or yung arbitral ruling kasi gusto po natin na katanggap-tanggap po ang resolution sa lahat ng aming mga kasamahan. Walang botohan dito sa forum na ito with the APPF. Ito po ay consensus building. So kailangan may consensus po ang lahat ng mga parliaments about a particular issue. Siyempre kung ilalagay po natin yung issue on the West Philippine Sea dyan, sigurado po may aalma, baka may magalit, and hindi po tayo makakuha ng consensus. What we're trying to do is to get a consensus from all member states. Of course, that does not change our position. My position on the issue is still very strong. As the President said, no, not 1 inch of territory, but at the same time, we are friends to all and enemy to none. So, that is the position. And another resolution also filed by Indonesia, which basically tackles the maritime situation in the South China Sea, West Philippine Sea, is a resolution on maritime security. So, filed din yan ng Indonesia. They're all now in the drafting committee and will be debated in the working groups. So, you are free to observe. May mga meeting po mamaya. I think the schedule is this afternoon with Senator Bato de la Rosa. Kasama po niya mga congressmen and other senators that will be debating on these topics and issues. So, at the end of those debates, they will now send a draft to the drafting committee. Senator Lauren Legarda, together with Congressman Defensor, now will shift to all the draft resolutions and try to fix wordings to make it acceptable to all the wordings. So, yun po ang mangyayari.
Opo. Speaker and SP, nabasa namin yung draft resolution proposed by Indonesia. How will you plan to get consensus specifically because they mentioned already about fully respect the 1982 UNCLOS. We have delegates from China. How do we get consensus kung may ganitong banggit ng UNCLOS?
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairman, that's the whole spirit of this forum. We all here subscribe to a rules-based international order, and obviously with respect to that resolution and those that we just earlier discussed, no, we want to stress the importance of enhancing maritime security and the adherence to UNCLOS. No? While we might have a difference of opinion, let's say, with China, that still does not preclude us from actually adhering to our beliefs and the collective beliefs of those countries similarly placed. So it's a work in progress, ma'am. And this is a good way of keeping the lines of communication open. And so dinadaanan na lang natin sa persuasion. No? And as the good chairman was suggesting, talagang sa ganitong mga forum, marami talagang mga resolutions, some very similar, so we work for a consolidation. Kagaya mismo sa proseso natin sa Kongreso, pag marami mga bills, di ba, kino-consolidate na natin kung saan na makakahanap ng common ground at kung saan tayo nakakaintindihan, doon tayo talaga nakakaisa at nako-consolidate. Dito naman sa sinasabi mong may difference of opinion. There's also a saying, we should learn how to disagree, but not to be disagreeable with one another, but always working towards a consensus. Doon tayo pumupunta sa dinadaanan natin sa magandang pakiusapan. And for all you know, over time, we are confident that we shall prevail.
And definitely, sir, safe to say, sir, for our reports, ilalatag nyo sa China delegation itong may wording ng 1982 UNCLOS, which is the Indonesian draft reso.
Yes. It will be debated and discussed during the working groups today and tomorrow morning. So we will leave it up to the chairpersons on the draft resolution that they'll be filing with the drafting committee. But yes, safe to say that that type of wording, particularly respect for UNCLOS, freedom of navigation, and possibly rules-based order will be discussed.
Yes,
If it will be adopted, we still have to find out after 3 days. But definitely it will be discussed.
yes, so
Remember that we're only hosts. There's 19 other countries. And of course, on day one, ayaw po natin makipag-away kaagad. As hosts, we have to show respect to each and every country. And I have to put this on record. We are very happy that China came with a big delegation. Even the president had met with the president of China in the APEC with the speaker. So dialogue should always be there. Constant dialogue and discussions on how we can come up with a common stand on how we will treat one another in the South China Sea, West Philippine Sea issue. So we're happy that their delegation has come to the Philippines. They could choose not to come, but they came. And therefore, we should accept them with open arms, and we should discuss with them like senior and seasoned parliamentarians on how we can resolve the issue maybe once and for all.
Idinagdag ni Zubiri na masaya siya na dumalo ang China sa 31st Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum na may napakalaking delegasyon. Sinabi ni House of Representatives Speaker Martin Romualdez, na naruroon din sa briefing, na lahat ng member states na naruroon sa Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum ay sumang-ayon sa rules-based international order.
the regional challenges to highlight in this year's APPF. On the peace front, we as a nation support a rules-based international order governed by the principles of international law and informed by the principles of equity and justice. We highlight the 1982 Manila Declaration on Peaceful Settlement of Disputes. The declaration affirms all the peaceful means of settling disputes in accordance with Chapter 6, Article 33 of the UN Charter, and emphasizes that resort to judicial procedures, including arbitration, must never be seen as an unfriendly act. We affirm the UN-centered multilateralism in global governance and ASEAN centrality, and the role of regional organizations, including the APEC. The Philippine resolution on strengthening the capability of parliaments to promote peace and stability is much the order of the day. We stress the importance of enhancing maritime security and adherence to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas, the UNCLOS.
Ang Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum ay isang multilateral parliamentary forum sa pagitan ng mga miyembrong bansa sa rehiyon ng Asia-Pacific, na sumasaklaw sa Southeast Asia, Oceania, Northeast Asia, at Americas. Handa naman ang bansa na makipagtulungan sa regional at global partners para sa rules-based order at ituloy ang dialogue at diplomasya sa paglutas ng mga conflicts. Ito ang mensahe ni House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez noong Huwebes sa ginanap na 31st Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum. Si Romualdez ay co-chairperson ng event na dinaluhan ng hindi bababa sa 237 parliamentarians mula sa 18 bansa sa Asia-Pacific region. Inaalala niya ang 1982 Manila Declaration on Peaceful Settlement of Disputes, na nagsasabing lahat ng mga sigalot ay aayusin ng mapayapa. Para sa mas madaming update tungkol sa ating defense, abangan lamang ang aking mga bagong video. Para naman sa mga gusto magpa-shoutout, mag-comment lamang po at share, paki-follow at like muna ng aming page na nasa description na ang link. Huwag mo na rin kalimutan mag-like, share, and subscribe. Pindutin mo na rin ang bell para updated kayo sa aking mga video. Maraming salamat po.